First, we're going to clean our filters, remove our scum ball, pull any weirs, remove any filter housing covers. Go ahead and pull our filter out. Then we'll take it and give it some filter clean spray and spray it off. With our filter cleaner, we're going to go ahead and apply the filter cleaner to the actual filter, making sure we get spray on all parts of it. So now that our filter's sat for about 5 to 10 minutes, we know our filter cleaner's done its job. And now we can just take a spray nozzle on a garden hose, or in this case I have one of the fancy filter flossers, which actually does a pretty good job on the filter, and we'll just spray it off. So that's it. You're going to want to go around this filter evenly and spray her down until she looks clean. And as you noticed, there's some actual bubbles coming off of the filter down there. That's the actual filter cleaner that we put on, and you're going to want to make sure you get all of that filter cleaner out of that filter, because it can cause your spa to foam up. If for some reason you don't get all of it off the filter and your hot tub does foam up, you can always use a little bit of a foam out product. But let's just make sure we spray it off nice and good so we don't have that situation. And that's it. Once we get our water running clear down here, we know all that filter cleaner is out of there. Works pretty good. With our filter all clean, go ahead and put it back in its filter housing. Drop in our weir. And don't forget the scum ball. Now that we got our filter back in to the filter housing after we've cleaned it, the next thing is we're going to test our water. And I'm going to use some 5-way test strips. They're convenient. You can also use a dropper kit if that's what you're used to. But we'll go ahead and test this water. And with these test strips, why I say they're convenient, because it's just a dip, pull out, shake off the excess water, and on the back of the bottle there's a comparator, and you can just hold your test strip up to it, and on these 5 ways you're going to have total hardness, total chlorine, free chlorine, pH, and total alkalinity. And that's it. We want our hardness to be in between 200 and 400 parts per million, and as you can see, this one is right in there around 300. Total chlorine is going to be the total amount of chlorine that's actually in the water. And as you can see, this one's looking like it's about 4. I like to keep my hot tubs between 1 and 3. So we're right in there. And then the next one's going to be our free chlorine. And the free chlorine is the actual chlorine that's left in the water that's still actually sanitizing. So as we put our chlorine in, it binds up with organic materials, bacteria, viruses, all that stuff. It becomes combined, and when it does this, it doesn't actually sanitize anymore. So as you can see, our free chlorine is next to 0. So even though we have total chlorine in the water, we have 0 of that total chlorine actually sanitizing. So we're going to have to actually shock this hot tub. The next one's going to be our pH. And as you can see, our pH is a little on the low side. It looks like it's about 7, so we'll add a little bit of pH increaser. And of course, when our pH is usually low, our alkalinity is low, and this is saying our alkalinity is around 60. So we want that to be up around 100 parts per million to 120. So out of everything we've tested, we have chlorine in the water because our test strip told us we had total chlorine. So this is a great time to use a non-chlorine shock, which this one's Leisure Time Renew. And we'll go ahead and add the dosage, as it says on the back of the bottle, to the total gallon capacity of our hot tubs. So that's one thing you're going to need to know, is how many gallons are in your hot tub, because all of the instructions on the back of your hot tub chemicals is usually per 100 gallons, 250, or 500 gallons. So you're going to need to know how many gallons are in it so you can apply the right amount. In this situation, we know our free chlorine 0, so if we read the instructions, it's going to say apply 2 ounces of this product to every 250 gallons of water. So this hot tub is actually close to 550, so we're going to actually double that. So we would put in about 4 ounces of this. And what makes it really easy to add your chemicals is one of these handy little measuring cups that have ounces on it. So we'll be able to just fill this up to 4 and actually add it to the hot tub, and it would be our shock dose, which should bring our free chlorine up to our total chlorine and make our chlorine actually be able to sanitize this hot tub. So with our handy dandy measuring cup, we've doubled the dose, which was 4 ounces for 500 gallons. And that's it. Like I said, this tub's a little bit over, but we'll start with this first. And what you're gonna do is you're just gonna apply this out to the center of the hot tub. And then we'll want to kick on the jets and stir it up. So now it comes time to add our pH increaser. We know the pH on this hot tub was around 7, so we definitely have to bring it up a couple notches to get into that 7.4 to 7.6 range that we want. On the instructions on this pH increaser, this one, instead of being in ounces, is in tablespoons. So it does help to have like a conversion chart or a cheat sheet to help you with, you know, these dosages. On this, it says to add 2 tablespoons per 100 gallons. So we have a 500 gallon tub. So we're gonna wanna multiply that 2 tablespoons by 5, which gives us 10 tablespoons. So we know 8 tablespoons is a half a cup. So I do have that on this measuring thing. So that's where we'll start, is a little bit over a half a cup since it's calling for 10 tablespoons. So with our half a cup of pH increaser, we'll start with that. And we'll just add that to the center of the hot tub with the jets off. And then we'll go ahead and kick on the jets to mix it up. So to get an accurate reading on this, we want these jets to run with that product in here for a solid 15 to 30 minutes. So that way we can get an accurate reading with our test strips and see if we need to add more. Now that our hot tub's ran with all the jets on for a solid 20 minutes, we can go ahead and test our water again to get an accurate reading. So you'll just want to go ahead and dip that in, hold it up to your comparator, and check each zone. They should all be in the ideal ranges, and if they're not, you'll just go ahead and follow the instructions on whatever you're going to add and give it another dose if it needs it. Now that our water's balanced, our filters are clean, there's one last step that I like to do before calling it quits on the maintenance. And that's just to go around and wipe all of the water line and all of my headrest and controllers. And when I do this, I just use this Clean and Perfect product. And I'm gonna go around and wipe down all of the hot tub surfaces to make sure it's nice and clean. Because a clean tub's a happy tub, and it'll make you enjoy it a lot better.